Hello, my name is Michael Dance. I'm part of the collective, and today I'm going to be going through a few things with you, but mainly percussive guitar and a bit of positioning, tuning, stuff like that, and hopefully by the end you'll be able to play this riff. Okay, so alternative tunings are basically exactly what it is. It's a tuning that isn't standard tuning. Like right now, it should be E, A, D, G, B, E, but at the moment, instead, I'm in F, A, E, F, C, F. So, slightly different, and the main reason for this is it depends on what style of guitar you want to play, but it makes quite a lot of things easier. Like, for instance, these two here make up a power chord, and I've also got a power chord here. So it makes it good for harmonics and stuff like that, so it's really quite helpful. And there's lots of tunings you can use other than this one. You can use drop D, quite a common tuning in a lot of electric guitar, which I'm sure will be in some of the other videos, and things like that. Okay, so positioning guitar is quite good. Quite a lot of different positionings you can use. At the moment, position just holding it normally like any normal guitar player would, or quite a lot. You'll see it with a lot of bluegrass and steel guitars with the slides and all of that. They'll hold the guitar on their lap, which is what I'm going to be doing today. I'll just move the camera down a bit. There we go. And this makes it, depending on how you feel with it, depending on what you're playing as well, makes this is a lot more comfortable to play. Just makes it kind of almost like a piano, I suppose. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to talk about hammer-ons and pull-offs now. You might have come across them, maybe not, but if you have, you can just skip over this bit, doesn't really matter, and just go on to the next bit. But I'm going to go through it anyway, because it's pretty fundamental to playing this. So, a hammer-on, hold it up like this again, is literally when you play a note, and then with another finger, you hammer onto another fret, which, like I've just done now. So, and the reason this is quite important is because in the riff, you're playing the open note, then hammering on the second string down from the top onto the 8th fret. So you can try that, okay? And then you can go through that, and then with your thumb, pluck the 4th string down. So you've got, and then we're going to do the same again, but with our fingers on the 5th fret, like that. So then you've got, so this finger that was hammered on to this 8th fret there is moved down so it's on the 5th fret, but you're still plucking this open note afterwards. And you can do this with your thumb, or if you want to expand a bit and get into acoustic guitar, you can start using your finger, which is quite good. You can, by the end, maybe if you want to have a go, you might be able to use these 3 fingers, or practice using these 3 fingers and get better with it. Because, like as I say, I'm plucking the last note with my finger, with my index finger, and it makes it just easier. It's just easier to do it within a decent rhythm. And then, okay, back to what I was getting. So we've got that bit, and then the last bit is you move the finger down to the 1st fret. So it's quite a simple riff, but it sounds quite nice, and it's good for getting into this kind of thing, like that. So we've got, and then you're going to go do that again, but like that. So you'll play the 5th string down, and then the 4th string down, and then the 2nd string down again. Like that. So you've got there. And if you want to just loop that, then what might be quite a good idea is for that last note, rather than hitting that, hit an open, because that goes straight back into the end. So you can just go. And then you can just hammer onto the first note. Okay, so if you want to pause the video or something like that and just see if you can get that simple riff going. Okay, so there's lots of different percussive sounds you can make for guitar. Mainly, the main ones I'm going to be using are just kind of almost like a slap bass, but without actually making the note. So you're just getting this inside of your thumb there, and with your hand as well, because your hand's going to mute the strings as you do this, so you don't get the sound of the strings, and you're just going to flick it inwards like that, but as you're doing it, almost roll your hands onto the strings like that. So, and that makes almost like a snarey kind of sound, which, you know, is quite good and simple. Other sounds you can make are bass drumming kind of sounds here. Depending on what, it'll be different for my guitar because it's a funny shape, but you can play around with different sounds that your guitar can make. Bass drums, slightly different tones, quite similar, but you can hit up here as well. You notice the sound kind of different, and down here, that makes kind of like a bass with your thumb, and you can make a snare sound, which is quite good to add. And then we can add this into the song, the little riff we've got going, not song yet, and literally so we've got that first bit, and then one of those slaps. Like that. So after each of those, we'll do a slap. So slap. So this is coming to the end of the video now. I've shown you pretty much everything I wanted to show you, and it's given you a lot of stuff to practice with. If you wanna, I will be making other videos, so probably, and they'll be posted on this channel as well. So you're going to be able to mess around and hopefully go through a couple of these techniques that I'm using. If you want to look at some artists that use these similar kind of techniques, I'd recommend looking at artists such as Andy McKee, John Gomm, Preston Reed. I'll probably put them up on the screen somewhere so you can have a look at them. And, you know, like that. Just look into it if you're into it and mess around with it.